Hi guys, in today's video I came across a post in an expat group from an American, and it was quite interesting to say the least, and kind of a cautionary tale. So I'm going to go ahead and read it. We'll keep his name anonymous, and we'll just discuss it and why it pays to be prepared before you move out here and have a plan B, and also even a plan C sometimes. Stick around. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to go ahead and flash it on the screen and we'll read it here. Alright, so this guy posted it in an expat group. He's an American. He's 55 years old, American citizen. Says he's been living in Caloocan, Philippines since May 3rd. So approximately 1 month and a half, about 6 weeks or so. And he's basically looking for remote work. And here's what he says. Remote work, yes, I did a search in the group. And I even signed up for a pay service that finds remote work. That was mistake number one. And like I said, he's 55, living in Caloocan, that's in Luzon. He's trying to figure out how to get my first 2-month visa. Things you should research before you even move here. Plenty of information online and articles and also vlogs. Also, I would have difficulty passing a USA background check for employment, and I do not have an ACR or even work visa. He wants it. So I don't know how he could get the passport or even get over here with it if he couldn't pass a background check in the U.S. I'm not sure. Again, you never know about these posts. Sometimes maybe people are just being idiots and they want to see people's reaction. But this guy didn't hide his name or anything. So, okay, he says, he says, and I do not even have an ACR card or even a work visa. He wants it, like I said. What are the chances of getting a simple remote work, example, call center, telemarketer, virtual assistant aide, open to scheduling for, or open to schooling for RN, but no student visa? Well, how would he have the money for an RN, to go to school for it, to become an RN? That seems kind of crazy. Any true help or true advice would be greatly appreciated. And no, I cannot go back to America. I do not have money, credit, friends, family, support to survive in America, or even for a flight to America. That's why I'm in a location like Caloocan, Philippines. All right. This guy is basically everything that you do not want to do. He's basically the opposite of what you want to do in the Philippines. When you come out here, you should already have a nest egg, an emergency fund if things go badly, for you to get back to the US or Australia or whatever your home country is. You should have a plan B. Maybe your initial plan is to move in this area. Well, you should have a backup plan. So when I came out, for example, I actually one of the few who actually had a job here, and it's very hard to find a job here. It's got to be something that a Filipino cannot do or doesn't have the qualifications for, and that's very hard to find. I happen to be the English advisor of an English school where I was helping write curriculum, doing proofreading, helping training teachers in American pronunciation. I worked there a little over 2 years before I went off to Vietnam for 6 months. And so this was something that they needed that had to be a native English speaker. Therefore, I was able to get the visa. But as far as teaching English at the school, the Filipinos did that, not foreigners. Call centers, I did run into a few foreigners when I was living in IT Park working that did work in call centers as quality control. So they would help with listening on calls and say, okay, no, you can't do that when you speak to an American. That sounds kind of rude. They would kind of correct them and maybe monitor calls and help out. And really, there was probably only one of them per call center. Very very, not often at all did I ever run into that. Telemarketers, not really. Filipinos can do that. Going to school to become an RN, I don't know where he would get the money for that unless he's looking for donations like an expat type, an expat John type that Paul had helped out years ago now. So I don't know if this guy's looking for handouts. I don't feel we owe this guy any kind of a handout. I hope nobody's helping him out, to be honest. I don't mean to be mean, but you came over here just 6 weeks ago and you didn't have enough money, and now you're trying to find a job. These are things that you should have did in your home country. You should have went out and tried to find online work, and you should have saved up to have income for an emergency, and you should have had a plan B just in case things don't work out. Another thing I'll tell you, if you're having to depend on income working, you should have a second source of income in case. For example, when I was working as the English advisor at the school, I was also teaching English online in the evenings. I had a backup. So if one didn't pan out, or you got fired or whatever, they just let you go, then I would have had the other for a backup, and then I would have searched for a second source of income. And so you should always have a backup, unless you have steady income coming from a pension, 401k, Social Security, retirement, something like that, that you know and can count on that is going to be here every month. Another thing I came across recently, I saw an expat saying, I would like to get my veterans disability check deposited in a Philippines bank. And I don't think that's a wise idea for people to have their income or their money sent into a Philippines bank here. I think you should keep it in your home country. It is a lot easier to deal with them if you have a problem. I'll give you an example. One time I had booked a hotel with my Metro Bank when I had a bank account here in the Philippines. And I guess I got double charged. So I contacted Agoda, and they said, no, it's not coming from us. It's coming from your bank. So I went into Metro Bank, and the first thing they tell me is, oh, we can't help you. You need to go into the actual branch of where you open up the account. So it's not like the US where you can just go into any branch of the particular bank that you bank with. No. Yeah, I had to go into the exact branch that I had opened up the account with. So I ended up going into that exact branch, and she said, okay, we will investigate it. And I thought to myself, okay, how long will this take? Will you guys credit the money back in the meantime? Will you, within 24 to 48 hours? What's the deal? And she said 2 to 3 months. And I was blown away. I was like, are you serious? You guys will take 2 to 3 months and you guys won't even credit the money back? It ended up being about 6 or 7 weeks, and they credited the money back. 6 or 7 weeks. Now, to give an example, I had one time in the Philippines where I went to withdraw money out of an ATM. It gave me the receipt, like it took the money out of my account, but it never dispensed any cash, and the bank was closed. It was on a weekend. So I contacted USAA, and guess what? They credited the money back immediately while they investigated. Now, do they always do that? Maybe not, but in this particular instance, they did, and they researched it, and I think about 3 to 5 days later, they determined that was correct. I didn't get the money, and it stayed credited to my account. Now, you take that compared to the Philippines bank, and you can see what I'm talking about. Now, back to this guy. He should have saved up enough for maybe 6 months of living expenses here. And before you ever get down to your last peso, you come up with a contingency plan to either get out of the Philippines. You don't want to become a homeless person here in the Philippines. There's no support system other than begging other expats and expat groups on Facebook. and you get back home to the U.S. Whether you have friends, family, or what or not, there's at least programs in place that could help you out. Same with like Australia and the UK, I suppose. And I don't get, I see these things all the time, and I don't get why people would come out here with no steady income, or if they have income, it's not from a reliable source that it could dry up at any moment. No emergency fund, no plan B. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Why would you want to come over here and live like a Filipino? And nothing against that, but most of us don't come out here to go live in a nipa hut and with no air condition and eating rice and dried fish. Most of us don't come here for that reason. We come out here because for the income that we have, we can live a much better life than even what we had in the U.S. I mean, I live in an apartment with a swimming pool, and I pay a quarter of the rent of what I would have paid in the U.S. I go out to eat when I want. I travel when I want. And if I was in the U.S., could I do that? No, I couldn't. And I'm not ashamed to say that. So, yeah, let me know, guys, what you think down in the comments down below. By the way, guys, if you're moving out here, check out my website for all the things I highly recommend for traveling or moving to the Philippines, my Geo Travel Essentials. And on the main page, guys, you can check out my PDF for moving out to the Philippines, free PDF that you can download or print or just save on the computer. And if you need more help, I do consultations, guys, that can help you out with moving, traveling, visiting, whatever you need help with. I can help you out. You can book it on my webpage today, geointhephilippines.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know again what you guys think about this guy's situation, and I'll see everyone next time. Ciao.